to the sky. Never let adventures pass you by. Be free and follow your crazy dreams. We're living our vision in the RV. Come ride with us and you'll be free.
Exploring someplace new forces you to escape the insulation of your comfort zone and can both literally and figuratively open your eyes to things you have never seen before. These new experiences allow you to get to know yourself in ways you can't if you stay in the same place. Travel helps makes the unfamiliar familiar, challenging assumptions and stereotypes that often color our view of the world. Our first stop today takes us to Salvation Mountain and the story of a man by the name of Leonard Knight. What an interesting place. It's got plenty of places to park. A little bit of a touristy spot. Did notice this place was open every day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It looks like it's always open, but they have somebody here that I guess you're not supposed to get in unless somebody's here. The guy that built this place used to be here, but he unfortunately passed away a few years back. He worked on this every single day. Leonard Knight was born on November 1, 1931, just outside of Burlington, Vermont. He didn't like school much, as he said he was often teased and laughed at. He later decided to drop out of school after his sophomore year to work in a factory where his father was a foreman. Then he later was drafted and had served in the Korean War as a tank mechanic and later became a motor pool sergeant before an honorable discharge. Leonard would use the Adobe to create all of this. It was really strong, so he would take his fists and punch through them, and it'd create a look of what he called a flower. Fast forward to 1967. Things changed during a trip that Leonard took to San Diego to visit his sister Irene. She was always talking about the Lord, and it sort of bothered Leonard. One morning, to escape her sermonizing, Leonard went out of the house to sit in his van. He doesn't really know why, but he started repeating the sinner prayer 15 times. Jesus, I'm a sinner. Please come upon my body and into my heart. It was on that day at 10:30 in the morning, in his van, all by himself, at age 35, he accepted Jesus into his heart and hadn't been the same ever since. His passion had been unwavering. His dedication was intense. There's no entrance fee here, but you can donate. And another thing that they ask for is if you want to donate, you can also bring in some cans of paint. In the 1970s, Knight painted God is Love on a hot air balloon that he built out of patchwork materials and a stove. The attempt to fly failed numerous times as the material kept tearing. After 14 years of trying to promote his undying love for God, all he had to show for his efforts was an endless sea of rotted out fabric colors spread at his feet. By 1984, Knight had discovered Slab City, a transient and retiree commune, and decided to leave a small monument out of concrete and paint. His dedication continued for over 5 years. The project grew to over 50 feet tall before a rainstorm caused a crack in 1989 which caused it to collapse. Knight was not discouraged. He rather saw it as God's way of letting him know the mountain was not safe. He then began work on the current Salvation Mountain that you see here today, this time with more smarts, as he would say, such as better materials and engineering, including adobe mixed with straw. After completion, the mountain was several stories high and was about 100 yards wide. In 1998, Knight wanted to expand the mountain. He gathered ideas from the Navajo who settled in the area around Salvation Mountain. Their pueblitos inspired Knight, and he then began forming the Hogan. It is a dome-like structure made of adobe and straw that insulates from heat. Knight intended to live in it, though he always preferred to live in a shack on the back of his truck and did so for 27 years. For a long period, he had help with the project from a friend, Bill Ammon, known as Builder Bill of Slab City. As Leonard fashioned one part or another with clay, he coated it with paint which keeps the wind and the rain from eroding it away. The more paint, the thicker the coat, the better and stronger it becomes. People came from all over with donations of paint which he used very liberally. Leonard estimated that he had put well over 100,000 gallons of paint on his mountain. Knight was known for giving free tours to every visitor at Salvation Mountain. An article about Leonard Knight stated that he was a visionary American folk artist whose message was unconditional love to mankind. Knight arrived accidentally, but immediately recognized an opportunity to continue his large-scale gospel message. He made a mountain with his bare hands. Leonard built Salvation Mountain. After 10 years of relentless toil, Leonard and his mountain began to gain some notoriety. It was especially noticed by the Imperial County supervisors. In July 1994, Imperial County hired a toxic waste specialist to test the soils around Salvation Mountain, with results showing high levels of lead toxicity. Knight and his supporters gathered signatures for a second test to be done by an independent party of his choosing. That test came back negative, supporting Knight's claim that he used non-toxic paints and that there was no toxins in the soil. The mountain stands today as a reward to the determination of many and the tenacity of one. Is there other things out here you recommend?
The library's open today. That's worth checking out.
The library?
Mm-hmm. Also, East Jesus, House of Dots. They're right next to each other.
Oh, that's the place you were talking about down the road here?
Yeah. If
Okay.
you go all the way to the end of the road,
Uh-huh.
if you go left, it'll take you to East Jesus and House of Dots.
Okay.
And if you go right, it'll take you to the library.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you.
So what's the House of Dots?
It's another art place with a gift shop.
And then the Jesus was,
East Jesus is another art site.
it's art,
Kind of
okay.
like this, but more like modern art, and a lot of it's interactive. Like there's a giant seesaw, a bowling alley, stuff like that.
Oh, cool. Huh. I was getting ready to say it's nice to have our restroom with us as we're traveling and we go to
Yeah.
places like this, but they have a bathroom
And they got a
right
porta
there.
potty.
They even have a porta potty. Sorry, honey, no showers.
No.
What'd you think of this place? Interesting, isn't it?
It is very interesting. It's not what I anticipated. It's better. It's really kind of cool.
He put a lot of love into this. Dedicated his life pretty much to God, to Jesus, really.
Mhm.
Just did this for everybody to see and to come to.
I'm really
Neat.
glad we came. It's
Mhm.
really kind of cool.
All right, well, we're gonna go down the road here. It's not very far at all. In the same vicinity here.
Is it
Big
this
rut
way?
right here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to go at an angle because of this
Mm.
little rut, ditch, whatever you want to call it. Located in the Salton Trough area of the Sonoran Desert is a place known as Slab City, also called the Slabs. Slab City is an unincorporated, off-the-grid alternative lifestyle community, attracting people who want to live outside mainstream society, as well as a few snowbirds.
You take better pictures on the ground.
Slab City took its name from concrete slabs that remained after the World War II Marine Corps Camp Dunlap training camp. The area that is now Slab City was the artillery training range for the camp.
What's that sign say?
Internet cafe, free coffee, and something else.
Internet cafe. This is, I think this is kind of cool, actually. They're living very simple. And they've created their own community out here.
Current residents refer to themselves as Slabbies, while tourists are called Normies. It was first settled by a few veterans who had worked at the Marine base, followed later by drifters, then recreational vehicle owners searching for free camping spots outside Palm Springs. We weren't quite sure. I mean, you come back in here and you're like, are we supposed to be here?
Because this is
But
the
other,
community, so.
yeah, but other people are coming back in here too. Little art shop and different things. Hi, you must be Dot.
We weren't sure if we were going.
Place out?
Yeah, sure.
I just like to be kind of your self-guided, but I'll give you some instructions. Okay. I'll stop this up right here. Under that tree is another trailer full of bones. So
Okay.
go through the 420-mile sign, you'll see it.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
explore. I'll be here for questions and whatnot.
Imagine how long it took her to just to do all of this.
Oh, you gotta come check this out. She said to go in to see the taxidermy dinner party.
Taxidermy dinner
Right
party.
there.
Oh, you gotta go all the way in the tree. Good look around in there.
Oh wow.
Ew.
I don't want to become an ornament in here. Did you see some of the artwork? Look at this. This is Arthur Fonzarelli. The Days of Happy Days. Used to love that show.
Somewhere. Oh, maybe we go back.
This
You
is
go
so
under
interesting.
That tree or by that tree. I think we have to go back this way.
Somebody sleeps here. Somebody takes out their frustration here.
There's a library and hookah lounge.
Hookah lounge. Are you coming this way, Michelle? Yeah. Gotta duck through here. There's more if you just keep going. Wow, she got her own library right here. Holy cow. All the books.
Yeah, we're down to about 20 gallons right now. We got a guy that comes and fills it to the top. It's 100 gallons.
Oh, they bring it to you. That's
Lasts
awesome.
a few weeks. Yeah, there's a few different water services here in the slabs. And
She used this as a kitchen area. Is this your
yeah,
guys?
it's a mess right now that I've gotten really far behind. But yes, this is our dishwashing area. And all the
Awesome.
water gets used and reused. Although our actual drinking water is that cooler over there.
Oh yeah.
This you could drink this. We just use it more for dishwashing and
Sure.
and stuff. And then I collect whatever water's left. We use it for watering the plants.
Water and plants.
Flushing toilets and whatever. So we try to use all the water at least twice. Yeah.
They have a
Guy that comes around to flush dump tanks and stuff like that. Then.
Like septic?
Yeah.
Nah, just there's septic tank here on site, but it's just when it gets full, we just dig a new one.
Oh, really?
Then yeah, I mean,
Huh.
you know, the desert pretty much takes care of it.
Right, right.
It doesn't get a lot of use. It's just,
Yeah.
It's just for one person. This is Black Jackson. No, Mr. Jackson. Sorry.
Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jackson. I call him Black Jackson. I mistook her for Ninja Kitty because she's just a kitten, but she's getting a lot bigger. And there's another one that looks like that. That's a little bigger named Ninja.
Oh.
And there's a real fluffy one around named Bing Bing.
Bing Bing.
Yeah. Doc claims she only owns one cat. They're all the neighbors' cats because Doc feeds them, and
Yeah.
they live here. She won't be there, but they live here. Definitely check out that area. And anything
in
else
here.
you want, just make yourself
Cool.
at home.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. See there? They got a nice view. So this is the bone collection room. Skeletor Rardum. Is these from the people that didn't make it out of here? Some poor soul got their hands stuck in a typewriter. Yeah. You know what I find odd? That a bunch of strangers will come out in the middle of the desert to a bunch of strangers' place.
There you go. So what do you think?
Very cool.
But I mean, what I've done here is tried to create an immersion art gallery where you kind of get
Yeah.
sucked inside of an art concept.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be more than, yeah. But I do have stuff for sale right here in the art shop. Thank you guys. Have a lovely afternoon.
You guys get some high winds come through here. Does it do damage? Or?
Oh, fudge, yes. Yeah. That's, I mean, it's whether, so the sun bakes everything. Thank you. Have a lovely evening, afternoon. Stay out of the rain. The sun kind of dries the living gajibas out of everything, and then that's when the wind comes along and like tests the brittleness of your stuff.
Oh,
Yeah. That.
Yeah. But right now it's raining on us. Which
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Have a lovely afternoon. Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know with this wind. It might not get a lot of wind. I don't even know. Yeah, they haven't said really anything about this
Well,
storm.
hi, Kitty.
So,
Which
What a
cat is
beautiful
this?
cat.
that's Ninja.
Ninja.
Yeah, we kind of took over the cat rescue.
I heard you thought you had one cat, but you really have 20.
I have 5 cats.
Oh, okay.
5 official cats. 2 of them are up for adoption. The other ones are just old, like Black Jacksons, like
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
old and
goodness.
ding-dings, like 12 or something.
So how many people live out here now? Do you know?
Right now,
Yeah.
only like a couple thousand.
There-
There's a lot of people who just kind of winter down here from Canada or
Oh.
like other states across the United States. We got a bunch of kids that, you know, of the new generation that just kind of migrate around and nomad their life away, and they hang out here too. And
What
then
about-
in the summer it's like maybe 250, 300.
Full timers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
full-timers that stay year round.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's why most of the people that you will talk to today do not actually live here. I'm one of the few people that you will talk to today that actually live here.
Really? Yeah.
Angie, if you saw her on the way in, she lives here too. She's over at the Rainbow Camp
Oh,
in
okay.
the little art stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she lives down on the Lower Canal.
Okay.
And then Builder Bill or somebody like that. But most of the people, like anybody who lives over there, they all just kind of, they don't spend the summer. Nobody there spends the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So. But I've done 5 summers, getting ready to go into my 6th, and excited all about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You do the Venmo also, or just?
Yes, it's at House of Dots. for Venmo.
At House of Dots. At House of Dots. If you want to Venmo and
Support
help
the art.
support the art.
Donations make art grow.
Well, thank you. Appreciate
Thank you
spending
guys.
time with
So
us.
enjoy the rest of your travels. Have you heard of Bombay Beach? Have you checked that out yet?
We haven't. Well, we
No.
drove by it, but we haven't stopped yet.
You need to stop in. They're preparing for their festival that happens at the end of the month.
Oh, really?
And so they've been doing it for like the past 5 or 7 years or so, having this big festival, and all these artists come to town and put a bunch of art out there, and it's like on the playa, and the houses are even converted into art. So it's very, very fun. You'll enjoy
Oh,
it.
wow.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank
And if
you.
you have a chance, make it down to the library. That's just
Okay,
straight
yeah,
down that
I
way.
saw the sign. What's with
Yep.
the internet cafe?
It's an internet cafe. Used to be a real internet cafe. I mean, they were the first ones to have internet.
And they have
Like
coffee.
back in the 90s or early 2000s, it was like that's where you went to get in touch with your family and stuff.
They have coffee. I saw there too.
They have coffee, and then we got the Oasis that does coffee every morning. That
Oh,
like
wow.
it's like everybody kind of goes rustles over there, and you get like a membership kind of thing, and you get your
Yeah.
coffee in the morning. Well, thank you guys
All right,
so much.
thanks.
Yeah,
Enjoy
thank
your
you.
day.
You too. What about this place down here?
East Jesus? Oh, you haven't done East Jesus yet?
Not yet.
Uh-uh.
No, you ain't seen nothing yet, man.
Really? Okay, we'll go check it.
Been going on for like 17 or 18 years now, and before that it was this guy Charlie. He lived there for 4 years. And
Oh.
He's a Burning Man guy.
Oh, cool.
A bunch of Burning Man stuff.
All right, thanks.
Very good.
I didn't hear what she said something
She
about
said
people.
over 2,000 people contributed to this. Over the I don't know
Oh,
how
wow.
long.
Look at this place.
I know.
East Jesus started by Charlie Russell in 2006. There is no religious connotation to the name East Jesus. It's simply a local expression for the middle of nowhere, beyond the edge of services. East Jesus is an experimental, sustainable, habitable art installation museum sprawling over 30 acres, dedicated to large-scale art. They do not charge an admission and rely solely upon small donations that fund their mission to preserve, protect, and continue the work of Charlie Russell. Did you have a Barbie car like this?
I did not.
Huh. Well, you like yours better? You like this one? This is bigger than yours.
This is very unique.
Started by a guy named Charlie Russell. He came here first about 2007, I think. After 3 or 4 years, he died, and he had before he died, he had his friends sign a contract stating that they would take care of the place in the event that he died, but he was not going to die, and therefore they could feel free to sign the contract, which they did. And so it was the idea was to make a place for artists to just do art without any kind of
Regulations
outside
or anything.
influence.
Yeah.
You know, if we have the supplies, we'll help you. If not, you gotta bring your own.
Yeah.
Create, and whatever you create stays here. It's not sold. It's not traded for anything. Because just
Yeah.
a totally non-profit, low paperwork kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
It,
Less stress, the better.
yes, don't need that.
No kidding.
We
Got
have a
enough.
hard time dealing with what we have now.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys do? You take donations? Do you do Venmo also, or?
Yeah, there's a Venmo, whatever that little tag is they have out there.
Jesus art.
Their artist residency program gives up to a dozen low-income artists at a time the space, tools, and supplies to create permanent large-scale works using reclaimed materials. As a member of the California Association of Museums and the only registered art museum in Imperial County, they welcome thousands of guests per week to see the possibilities of a world without waste, where every action has the potential for self-expression. Together, the inhabitants of East Jesus and off-site members provide a refuge for artists, musicians, survivalists, writers, scientists, laymen, and other wandering geniuses. Always keep an open mind, regardless of what something sounds like. Give it a shot. You never know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that nobody wants, what people would call junk, trash. But it's nice that they've recycled it into, an art form, right? Tried to make like a, what do they call them, power?
Yeah,
not a
transformer.
Transformer. It's raining. What was that? Ooh, man.
Soaked.
Well, that was different.
Very different.
Kind of cool, actually. So I guess that's why so many people come out here to see it. Located about 21 miles down the road at the Salton Sea is Bombay Beach. During the 1950s, Bombay Beach was a popular beach-going destination. Celebrities such as Frank Sinatra, the Beach Boys, and Bing Crosby frequented the luxury resorts along the Salton Sea. This is Bombay Beach. It looked like a bomb went off here.
It is different.
The area attracted 500,000 tourists annually, rivaling Yosemite National Park. Bombay Beach's decline began in the 1970s when the runoff, full of salty chemicals, led to a warning that the salinity of the lake would no longer sustain wildlife, which occurred by the early 1980s. You can camp on the beach here. I don't believe we've seen a beach like this anywhere.
No.
Many residents were eventually driven out by the odor of the dying fish, the fear of health problems, and the flooding and draining of the Salton Sea. Well, do you want another place to camp?
Well, yeah.
Very interesting.
Many of the remaining residents are reportedly either too poor to move out or too attached to the history of the area to leave. It was reported in 2009 that there were about 100 million fish in the sea. Now, more than 97% of those fish are gone. So now where are we going to go?
Starting route to Sherman's Deli and Bakery.